Hello everyone, Sam back again with another quick video. This is another contest entry. This is one I've been putting off for a little bit. I think mostly because I didn't really search through my record collection or my CD collection to find songs and albums that are applicable to this contest. Now, this contest is for Harry's Music Room. It's a great channel. You should check it out. He has a wide taste in music. He loves listening to it, but he also plays a little bit of music himself. He has some cool guitars that he's shown recently on a video where he showed his music room. So I recommend checking out Harry. I'll have his channel in the description. And what he wants us to do is to show some scary, creepy albums, songs, artists that, correlate with Halloween coming up. And Halloween comes up here just a few days here in the United States and around the world for those of you that celebrate Halloween. And it's a fun time just to listen to different music and to have a good time. So I was going through my collection and I decided to pick, most of these are songs that are related to scary, monsters, whatever. But I do have a couple of artists that their names match up with the theme. And I wanted to go with some cuts and some things that y'all might not know too much about. I was going to do like the Beatles' Revolution Number 9, but everybody knows Revolution Number 9 and how creepy it is, so I avoided that. So with that being said, let me jump into some music that you might not have heard of or stuff that you might want to check out. The first two entries to the contest are from the Avett Brothers, the first being from their album Emotionalism. It's the opening track called Die, 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 and it's a really fun song. Just a great opening to this album, just a loose sounding banjo, just great harmonies with Scott and Seth Avett. This is one of my favorite albums by theirs, Emotionalism. It's just a really cool song, great opener. They play it a lot in concert. So Die, Die, Die by the Avett Brothers. Next up, also by the Avett Brothers, is from what's becoming very quickly and may even be my favorite Avett Brothers album. The album is Magpie and the Dandelion, and the song is called Skin and Bones. And again, just great songwriting from Scott and Seth. This came a few years after Emotionalism. This was released in 2013 under the American label, which of course Rick Rubin kind of operates down in Shangri-La. And this whole album is really good. But Skin and Bones fits the Halloween theme here. Next, sticking to some more indie sounding music and folky sounding music, the debut album by The Head and the Heart. And first of all, I mean, the album, they're in costume, so that's kind of an entry in itself. But the song that I'm going to mention here is the third one, called Ghosts, which again, this is a pretty near perfect debut album if you like acoustic, indie, folky, pop. Check out The Head and the Heart and the song Ghosts. Just really good, really good. I'm a recent fan of theirs, just within the last year. Next is by another group that I've come to love this year, and I am so glad that I found these guys. The group is called Lord Huron. This is probably their biggest selling album up till now, Strange Trails. And the first song is Love Like Ghosts. And just very ethereal music, kind of got some rockabilly, country-ish sounds to it. Just a really great band. They're definitely going to make an appearance in my Best of 2021 video come the end of the year. They just released a new album this year, which is fantastic. But for this contest, I'm going to mention Love Like Ghosts from Strange Trails. Next, probably the biggest name on my list, Mr. Tom Petty, with his debut solo album, Full Moon Fever. It's the final track called Zombie Zoo, which is just a really funny song, just kind of his critique of kind of the LA scene in the late 80s with, guys and girls wearing makeup, and just how people were dressing in California. It was very different from his life growing up in Gainesville, Florida. So possibly my favorite Tom Petty album. Definitely when I was in high school is my favorite. As I get older, I'm starting to go toward more stuff like Wildflowers, and even like Straight into Darkness, just stuff like that. So Zombie Zoo from Full Moon Fever. Next up, this is the group with the title in their name, The Zombies. And as you can see, this is a live album called Odyssey and Oracle Revisited. This was their 40th anniversary celebration of their album Odyssey and Oracle, which is their masterpiece. It is just as good as, in my opinion, it's just as good as Sgt. Pepper. Actually, I prefer it to Sgt. Pepper. It's one of my favorite albums ever. The song This Will Be Our Year is an absolute beautiful masterpiece. And I bought this when I got to see Colin Blunstone and Rod Argent in 2014. And this was a signed copy that they had at the merch stand. So this album includes the original surviving lineup of the Zombies doing the Odyssey and Oracle album in its entirety, as well as some greatest hits. And then disc 2 is the touring version of the Zombies, which is the version I saw, doing other hits, including a couple of Colin Blunstone solo tunes, so the Zombies. Next up is Vampire Weekend. This is their most recent album, 2019. It was after a several-year hiatus from their previous album. Ezra Koenig is the brains behind Vampire Weekend. This is a really diverse album. It's called Father of the Bride. If you like Paul Simon, Grateful Dead, circa 1982 to like 95, then like jam band kind of stuff, but there's also some quick little pop songs. Plus, a lot of this album includes one of the Haim sisters, if you're familiar with the group Haim. So check out Father of the Bride. And lastly, one of my favorite songwriters, Mr. Tom Waits. First of all, look at that cover, how creepy it looks. Tom Waits, one of his latter-day masterpieces called Mule Variations. The song, What's He Building, which isn't really a song, it's more of a spoken word beat poem with a lot of like sound effects. It's kind of like, it's the narrator, being Tom Waits, is kind of like watching his neighbor through the windows, and like he hears clinks and clacks in his neighbor's basement, and he keeps asking the question, what's he building in there? And it's very eerie, very Halloween. But yeah, Mule Variations by Tom Waits. Check it out. All right, Harry, that's what I got for you. Congrats on all the recent subscriptions. Thanks for the contest. Everybody go support his channel and leave a comment below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm just under 150 subscribers. I dropped down a little bit, but I'd like to push that back up a little bit more, try to get to 160. So thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you all very soon. Happy Halloween.